Uncanny Reddit stories. Have this ever happened with y'all? When y'all felt like you didn't do something but it happened. Like a chair that changed position, or a TV you swear you didn't turn on. Well, today's story is based on that experience, but in a way more sinister way. It began with something so ordinary that most people would have laughed it off. Sticky note. Then another, and another. Small yellow post-it notes started appearing inside a man's apartment. At first, they seemed harmless, random messages written in handwriting that looked almost like his own. Simple notes, reminders, short phrases, nothing openly threatening. But there was one terrifying detail. He had no memory of writing them. That single detail turned an ordinary apartment into the center of one of Reddit's most chilling investigations. The user posted on Reddit asking a question that sounded almost paranoid. I think my landlord is entering my apartment and leaving notes. He explained that he lived alone. No roommates, no visitors. Yet somehow these notes kept appearing on his desk, walls, and around the apartment. They would show up when he returned from work. Sometimes moved, sometimes new, sometimes replacing old ones. The more he looked around, the stranger it became. Drawers slightly open, objects not exactly where he had left them. Tiny things most people would ignore, but once you notice something is wrong, every little detail starts to scream. Reddit did what Reddit always does. It went to work. Thousands of users jumped into the thread. Some thought it was a break-in. Others suspected the landlord. A few even suggested hidden surveillance. People began examining every word of the post like detectives at a crime scene. Was the handwriting truly different? Was there any sign of forced entry? Could someone have copied the keys? The thread exploded with theories. For a while, it looked like the internet was about to solve another classic mystery. But then, among the sea of theories, one comment stood out. It didn't accuse anyone. It didn't suggest a stalker. It suggested something far more frightening. A Redditor wrote, "Check for carbon monoxide." That was it. Just a few words. Simple. Almost easy to ignore. But the commenter explained something unsettling. Carbon monoxide poisoning can cause memory loss, confusion, disorientation, and hallucination-like experiences. People can perform actions and later have absolutely no memory of doing them. The notes may not have been left by an intruder. He may have written them himself. And forgotten. At first, the idea sounded absurd. How could someone write multiple notes, place them around the apartment, and completely forget? But the user listened. He bought a carbon monoxide detector. And when he tested the apartment, the result was horrifying. The carbon monoxide levels were dangerously high. High enough to seriously impair brain function. High enough to kill. There was a leak in the apartment. A silent, invisible poison had been filling the rooms. Every day, every night, he had been slowly poisoning himself without knowing it. The mysterious notes? They were written by him during episodes of confusion caused by the gas. He wasn't being watched. He wasn't being stalked. His mind was being affected by something he couldn't see. The real terror of the story was not the mystery itself. It was how close he may have been to dying. A strange internet thread about suspicious notes had turned into a life-saving diagnosis. The man later updated Reddit, confirming that the detector had likely saved his life. And in a way, so had one anonymous stranger. Among thousands of comments, one person had seen the pattern. One person understood what others missed. No dramatic chase. No masked intruder. No criminal mastermind. Just an invisible gas leak and a crowd of strangers who refused to dismiss the impossible. Even today, the story remains one of Reddit's most famous real-life investigations. Not because it solved a crime, but because it solved a mystery that was happening inside the victim's own mind.